First off, your reaction to the no guilty, not guilty plea and the judge's decision for no bail.
The judge made the right decision. Samantha Scott should not be in the community, and I think that the truth will come out. I believe that Samantha Scott is guilty.
Why did you feel it was important to come today and make a statement?
To honor my parents, I was concerned that Samantha Scott could be granted bail, and I felt it was important to address her directly. And, you know, she has played a horrific role, and I wanted to be able to look her in the eyes and address her for that.
Can you speak on what you said in the victim impact statement? You talked about a vacation that you all took and that Samantha was there after that. Can you speak on that, please?
Yeah, Samantha Scott is a twisted person. You know, she has long been my sister's best friend, and she, even after the shooting, continued to make herself present around our family, spending time around my mom while my mom was going through rehab. I mean, how sick of a person you have to be to want to look at your victim and see them struggling is beyond comprehension. It's just awful. And she stayed around, and she and my sister would come and visit my mom and watch her struggling, and it was horrible. It was horrible.
What was going through your mind in there today, seeing her for the first time since the arrest?
That justice has been served. I cannot thank this county enough. I mean, Placer County sheriffs and the district attorney's office have followed through. It's been 2 years, and they have done an incredible amount of work. This was not easy. And to look her in the eyes and know that she's gonna be held responsible, that means the world to me. That means I felt my mom and my dad, you know, just like, you get nervous and you're about to speak, and then they're just like, you know what, look her in the eye, and she will be held accountable for this.
Why do you think they did this?
I think that will come out in time. I can't speculate on that. I certainly have my suspicions, but I do think that it will come out in time.
Can you talk about your parents, Wendy and Gary, just who they were as individuals and as a couple, and their support?
They were amazing. How many people stayed pretty happily married for 50 years? You know, they met in college, they traveled the world together, they started businesses together. I have a partner, and, you know, we coexist, and that's about it. You know, it's like, to be strong business partners and in love and take risks to raise 2 kids, like, that's an incredible amount of work. They were adventurous. They loved to scuba dive. They loved mountain biking. They loved Lake Tahoe. I mean, they gave back to that community so much. And I think their legacy there will be remembered. And they just had a passion for life. They really did. And that's why they were living their golden years. This was supposed to be the time that they were comfortable doing the things they loved, being retired. They had an Airstream. They wanted to travel. They had a trip planned in October, you know, and they should have been given the right to their life. And they do that.
What was your reaction when you learned of Dan Serafini's arrest, and like, what was your relationship with him?
I've never particularly liked Dan. You know, as the lawsuits will show, I wasn't entirely surprised. I think that he is a bad person. I wish he had never met my sister. I wish they still weren't married. And I think he is violent, and I think he is greedy. And I am just so thankful that Placer County has taken him into custody, because that's where he should be.
What's the next step? What we do from here?
Now it's in the district attorney's hands, and Rick Miller has proven himself and told our family to keep faith. Dave Tellman and their team, they're gonna take this through to the end, and these 2 will be found guilty.
Do you still believe your sister may have had something to do with this?
At the moment, I can't comment on that.
And you referenced the lawsuits, obviously. Would you like to respond to any of the allegations she made against you in her lawsuit?
I think in time the evidence will show who's on the right side of all of this. You know, my mother worked really hard and my dad worked really hard for everything they have, and they wanted to make sure it didn't fall into the wrong hands.
Do you think ultimately that's what this is about, that it came down to money?
There's a very good chance of that, but we'll have to see when the evidence comes out.
Is there anything we didn't ask about that you just feel like it's important to mention or you want people to know?
No, this is a really good day. It's a really good day for justice.
I just have one question. With your parents passing, there's a lot of assets, obviously, the Placer County home in Tahoe. What happens with that stuff? Is it frozen now, or how does that work, and what's happening now?
We're working through things. You know, we're making sure my parents had a legacy of giving back to the community, so we're addressing that first. And we'll manage the rest of the assets in time. Right now, my primary focus is supporting the trial and making sure that this is successful.